in. April, you can lead us off today. I love doing that. Go ahead, April.
All right. Happy LFIC Tuesday. I'm 7 minutes earlier. You'll hear that again in another 7 minutes at 12:30. But today we're talking about relationships because we know that this business is a relationship business. We don't want to make this transactional. We definitely want to build rapport and build relationships with people. So in this pregame, we're just going to talk about why that is important as you navigate and build a business in Primerica. So I'll start off by saying a famous quote, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And what you'll see is that you'll really get far when you can build relationships with people, because relationships build to trust. And when people trust you, they'll do anything for you. So not only will they become a life client, an investment client, a client of all of our other products and services, but also they will give you referrals. They will be like a lifetime partner, whether they officially join you in business, not officially join you in business. But when people trust you and you've built authentic relationships and rapport with them, they're going to want to refer you to their family, friends, coworkers, anybody that they hear talking about financial services. Because you left a good taste in their mouth, because you helped build a relationship with them, they're always going to refer to you as their financial services person to refer them to other people. So, and what I always say that I'm the follow-up queen, because I always reach out to people, and it's not in a pestering way, it's not in a bothersome way, but because they know that I really genuinely care, even if the time was not right for them to be a client or a partner when I first reached out, because I'm always engaging them. Happy birthday, happy anniversary. I was just thinking about you. Is everything okay? It just softens up that relationship so that when the time is right, you're the first person that they think about and they're more comfortable to do business with you. So Aristida, that's what I have about relationships and the fortune being in a follow-up.
Wow, that's so good, April. I appreciate you saying that. Guys, I totally agree with April. If you don't build relationships before you become transactional, it's two things can happen. It can become they feel you were just being nice to me because you're trying to sell something to me, and that can result easily in a chargeback for you. But you won't get any great referrals. They just will plainly refuse to give you referrals because they've been sold, and that's not the dream that you were telling them, right? They want to be told, not sold. The other thing is, you said for your teammates as well. My very first client was my very best friend, and that person, that couple, is still in the business today, right? So what are you doing? Are you there just to sell them something, or are you there to really share the Primerica dream with them? And I would challenge you to look at it that way. If every client that you sit in front of is already a good friend of yours, and you are willing to share with them the Primerica dream the right way so that they also become enthusiastic, it's a lot easier to do the business than any other way that I can try and teach anyone. So, Mokals, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I really have learned in our over 7 years here how critical it is to truly take the time to get to know people. When you are interviewing and meeting with someone for the first time, or interacting, if you're out and about prospecting, you are inviting that person to become part of your life. And you have to take it serious in that way, because otherwise it is going to come off transactional. You have to genuinely care about the person in front of you and have a desire to want to help them go where they cannot go on their own. And so people just really out there, they need someone to believe in them, breathe belief into them, encourage them. I mean, like, they want to do big things, but life has been so hard and heavy. But that's why we build relationships. That's why we let our people know that they can come to us. That's why we check in on people and follow up with them.
But one of the other biggest things is you got to remember, your company is not the brand. Primerica is not the brand. It's you. Yep. People buy you. And when you start leading people and you start working with people and you build those relationships, that's what they're latching onto versus, let's say, just Primerica. And don't get me wrong, Primerica is a great company to work with, but they want to buy you and hear from you. And so she's absolutely right. You're that first sight they may see into what Primerica actually is. And is that something they want to continue with? How do you make them feel? I mean, Apris hit it right on the head. They remember how you make them feel. And so make sure that's a positive thing, always, always positive.
Absolutely. Yeah, I really think it applies to clients. It applies to agents you're working with, professionals that you're networking with. And we always prided ourselves, and everyone always telling us at networking that they were so glad that they got to be around us because they had the best example of what Primerica was. And for us, that was an honor, and something that we, really instill in our people to be that great representation out there for our amazing company and the leaders. I mean, it just is the ability to really help people grow out. I mean, Rick, what do you have to say on all this?
I think it all comes down to being a person of value. Benjamin Franklin, I think, talked about, becoming a person of value. And so your question you need to ask yourself in any interaction you have with someone, whether it's someone you're trying to recruit to your business or having them become a client, is how can I add value to you? Is this person going to be better off knowing me or worse off knowing me? Are you going to be the lesson or the example to them? And you're playing the long-term game. Too many times people get focused, especially in the very beginning part of the business, is I got to make a sale, got to make a sale, got to make a sale, got to get that new client, new recruit, new teammate, I'm winning a trip. Those are all byproducts of doing the right behaviors over time. And you have to focus on the long-term game. I may not bring Tanya and Jeremy into my organization right now, but maybe 3 months, 6 months, 2 years down the road, I have countless clients that I have followed up with over years, 1, 2, 3, 4 years when I've established myself in the business. Hey, how's it going? Haven't talked to you in a while. And putting them on a regular rotation, but always making a point and a fact to always provide something of value. If I know they're interested in shopping or finding discounts, hey, check this out, and just passing those little value bombs along the way. Because when you make a lot of deposits in that relationship account over time, you can cash some of those chips in. So with that, we're going to go over to Apris.
All right, awesome pregame. Happy LFIC Tuesday, Leaders for Innovation and Collaboration. I'm Apris Walker, streaming in from Glenside, Pennsylvania. Let's drop it in the chat where we're zooming in from this afternoon. Let's bring some energy. We have an amazing show coming up for you today. We are going to take a deep dive into LFI systems and best practices. So we're going to be looking at some of our amazing videos. Also, Aristida, he's very excited. He gets to reveal a new calculator to you all today. And then we're going to do a short orientation at the end. And I just want to remind everybody, we are in the second month of the year. Let's be fighting for the mentorship program. That is with our top $1 million earners in our senior leadership for LFIC, and they are going to directly pour into you to help you get your business to the next level. 2 by 5,000 gets you in the door, guys. And I know most of us, if we really push ourselves, we can do that with our eyes closed. So let's fight to get that mentorship so that we can really move our business to new heights today. So with all that being said, like I said, we have an amazing show for you today. Aristida, over to you.
And I hit the unmute button in one shot. Did you see that? Thank you, Apris. I appreciate that. Let me here replace the pin. There we go. Rick, can you help out with pinning? Thank you. Guys, I'm super excited about today. I know a lot of people are in the Bahamas. We are here. So excited to share quite a few things with you today. Want to go back to some basics. Want to also address culture. Why don't we start with that first? Let's get that out of the way. So Rick, if you could pin the McCalls and yourself and myself, that would be awesome. So Tanya, we are looking at LFIC, Telegram, Facebook. What's going on there?
Yeah, so I think just maybe saying it here, we post it in the Telegram group, as far as etiquette goes, but it really kind of boils down to this. The Facebook group, is a great place if you have questions, if you want discussion, you want that community. The actual Telegram group is designed for the leaders and everybody to be able to communicate with you, to let you guys know that trainings are upcoming, when people do a mentor call, it's appropriate for them to post that there. I mean, that's okay. But we really just want to keep it clean and easy to communicate with you guys. So if you see someone that posts in there, instead of messaging right there on the thread and replying to them, send them a direct message, just say, hey, listen, I didn't know if you were aware, but we're not supposed to post in there. I wanted to help answer your question. Facebook group's a great place to find answers. But that's really what I would say, you guys, create that culture where we are able to communicate with you guys so well, and where you're able to have that community in the Facebook group. That's why we have both of them.
Yeah, a friend of mine that I follow online, his name's Kerwin Ray. I shouldn't say a friend of mine. I would call him more someone that I follow. I shouldn't have called him my friend. I apologize. He has a concept that he calls pissing in your own pool. So if you would have a pool at home, would you, piss in your own pool? You probably wouldn't. And I would suggest, if you look at our Telegram group, if everyone is on there, 12,000 people. If you are on there constantly, muddying the waters, let me put it that way, what happens is that a lot of people start to tune out. So let's be respectful of our environment, because if we have an opportunity to communicate clearly, quickly, hey, we have an hour change, or this is our next speaker, then it keeps it very, very clean. So help us police it, because you wouldn't, muddy the waters in your own pool. So help us police that. That would really be advantageous for all of us. Rick, another one we have a lot is people asking, so where do I find? Can you help us with that?
Yeah, so one of the biggest questions we get is, Rick, where do I find this? Where do I find that in the Telegram? And even though we cover this information out inside of the short orientation, I'm going to share my screen real quick and show you where to find all this content. So key is you have to have Telegram downloaded on your device. As you can see here, I'm using my laptop or my MacBook. So when you get into your chat, so you have your chat menu, you can get into the chat that you want to be on. And then if you go to the top right, there's these three little lines, or, and actually I should probably take it out of this view, but anyways, I'll go wide a little bit. You click on the icon on the top right of your chat, and there might also be three little lines you can see here. You click on those lines, it's going to open up, click on info. It's going to bring up a menu. Might be a little bit different on your smartphone. If you're on a Google device or an Apple device, key is to the top right. It's going to open up a menu. You can see members, you can see add, mute, all these things. A little thing here. How do I get a hold of the help desk? Right here, it's highlighted for you. If you're an RVP, you can text the help desk there for link magnet support. If you have questions, anything LFIC related, you can email them. And there's members, but if you click on media, you get all the different pictures and things that we drop in. So if you're an RVP and you want to promote upcoming meetings to your team, you can do that. Oh, and then the Telegram etiquette, might want to review that, because that's a constant thing that we're always reviewing. And there's files. So this is a huge library of files that you can access completely free. And again, to VPs and other leaders, if you don't have content to share with your team, or maybe you want to train on something that we taught on a Tuesday training, great place to go. Then there's links. If you want to find different links from previous meetings, live streams, or reference links, you can view those here. And then, any other files that may be here, you can view everything here in an organized library. Really simple, quick, and easy to use. So
Rick, when somebody's asking me, can somebody post the recording from yesterday? This is where they find it.
Yep, you're going to go into the menu, click on links, and you can see here LFIC orientation. Just keep scrolling down, and you'll just have to search, by day. And
you look for it right there. You don't have to ask these things on the LFIC group. And if you're still stuck, just go to the Facebook group, and somebody would be glad to jump in there and help you out there. So that's that part. I also want to address quickly the what questions to ask for the help desk and which questions not to ask. So if you find yourself asking computer related, how do I copy and paste? Where's the clipboard? That type of question, I would highly suggest that you find someone in your downline or in your family that can help you with those types of questions. Our help desk is not equipped to help with those type of questions. It would really take a lot of time. I'm trying to say this as nice as I can. It would really take a lot of time to help everyone one-on-one with those questions. So which questions do we ask? Somehow my login doesn't work. I can't find out where I need to update my credit card. I need to cancel, whatever, those type of questions, please, 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 those are the right type of questions for the help. That my video somehow is not playing is very valid in my mind. Maybe something is wrong with tech, but I can promise you the last 3 years that we now have been up and running with the LFIC and with Link Magnet, our system has been down only once, and it was down because the whole internet was down at the same time. I don't know if you remember that, but Vimeo was out, Twitter was out, Facebook was out, and of course then we were out too, because we relied on all those servers to be up and running smoothly for our services to also run smoothly. So other than that, we have never been down. There is every once in a while, there's a little technical glitch that happens. We're a software company. We're not saying we never have mistakes going on, but typically 99.99% it's user error. So I just want to point that out. Now, having said all that, got all the ugliness out of the way, why don't we do announcement, Tanya? And then after that, we take a deep dive into our other parts that we want to address today. Tanya, take it away.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Jeremy's gonna go and pull these up for me and launch it. All right, you guys. So we are in February, and the focus for the first half of 2023 is weaponizing the modern crusade. You guys, I remember starting in the business and hearing about like the good old days, like back when they were like not sure if they were going to make it. And I was a little envious of that. Like they have like this fire, this grit burning inside of them. I mean, you can still see it in these people that started when the company was founded, and it is here. It is here right now. And so we are equipping you guys with the tools. We're teaching you how to overcome infinite banking, being your own bank, index universal life, whole life. Make sure that you guys are plugging into these trainings so you are equipped to get out there and battle those policies. I know that we've talked about this a bit, but I'm going to just bring it up again. This just really comes down to a simple thing of having etiquette and having respect for each other and creating that culture so the leadership can communicate with you guys effectively. And so the chatting, let's keep it on the Facebook group. There's a great community on there. There's people quick to help answer your questions. And then we're going to keep communicating through there on the LFIC. So don't be offended if your comment gets deleted. That's the only reason. And then Future Focus February, you guys. So 46 years of greatness. We're rocking and rolling, and they've got some incredible incentives that they've launched coming into this month. And so this right here to me is just, it's incredible. So for people who maybe didn't get off to a great start in the beginning of the contest period, or if someone's come in new, they actually get the ability to get on track. And that is huge, you guys, because of the fact that you literally could not have gotten caught up otherwise. I mean, like they are using real points this time. There's not a lot of bonus points. It's only for qualifying your level. So make sure you do 1 by 3,000 in life premium personal or 1 by 10,000 securities volume. Get reset and it will get you on track. If you're already on track, guess what? There's an extra 100,000 bonus points hiding right there, whatever one benefits you more. And then they extended the $500 in field training bonus credits. You guys, this company is just unbelievable. I remember when we started, we had like what, $300 was the most in field training bonus we could make. And now it's unlimited. Plus they're giving them even extra. So make sure that you're helping new people, or if you're new, that you're doing 1 by 3,000 in life premium in the month of February. And then you're going to get an extra $500 in field training bonus credits on top of everything else that you're eligible to get. And then new recruits actually have a couple of different ways to bank credits. And so they are giving you the normal that they've offered, logging into the app in the first 24 hours, $50, and then $100 just to complete your licensing in your first 30 days. So if somebody started last month and their 30 days ends this month, as long as they get their class done and get the completion credit before that happens, they're eligible for that $100. So if you have anybody brought in last month, let's get them going, get them licensed. And so wrapping all this into the Dive into the Diplomat, it's going to be held in sunny Hollywood, Florida. I mean, we're well into the heat of this, and there's an opportunity to get reset, but I mean, it's going to be in August, and it's going to be gorgeous down there, you guys. So make sure that you are fighting and doing whatever it takes to be there. And then Securities Trip Mission Mohegan Sun is going to be held in Connecticut. And so The qualification period started in December and runs through May. And so that's actually me held in July, and it just looks gorgeous there. I cannot wait to go there. And so here are some of our January 2x5 qualifiers. Pingos, Brandon, Allison, Dougie, Tim, Christian, Yvette, Vandana, Solange, David, Logan, Joss, and Fran. And then our 2x10 qualifiers, we have Antonelli, Mandanier, Carlos, Alfred, Patrice, and Hector. And you guys, those people, they qualified for the mentor call. So make sure in February that you do 2x5,000 personal using the videos. So what's personal? Something you close without the help of somebody else. So if you're running a training sale and splitting it with somebody else, you can count the full credit. So just make sure you go into your link magnet account and log that, or there is a mentor site where you can log your credit as well. And then for every 5,000 securities volume, you can use that for 100 in life premium. And then we're rounding it out with the MPI Securities Bootcamp. All my securities license people, make sure that you guys are on and plugged in 1:30 to 2:30. You have to be securities licensed in order to be on there, but Ben Shepherd's going to be on there. He is always delivering high value, teaching you how to be the best person for your clients. I mean, that's really what it is. It's follow up people's skills and really putting people at ease. And I'm so thankful for these resources. Make sure you are on, you don't miss it. And after, I'll hand it back to you, then, Aristida.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to leave you guys pinned up because I have a couple more things that I want to go through together with you guys. So, and I'm going to actually ask the audience to help us with this one. So why use the videos? So type in the chat if you feel you know the answer. Why are we using these videos? Why not just do our normal presentation? Why even consider using the videos? I see consistency. I see duplication, saving time, teach more people, simplicity, perfect presentation. There you go. We got a lot of different answers. So let's talk about a few of those answers, right? Guys, if you look at the videos, they're always patient. They're neutral. They're gender neutral. But the most important thing, I personally think, if you look at the videos, is nobody looks at the videos and says, I'll never be able to do that. When you present yourself, and I've had this in the beginning, I worked very hard, honed my skills. I had a very smooth presentation, but I cannot believe the amount of time that people told me, wow, Aristida, this was great, but I'll never be able to do it as good as you. And then walked away from the opportunity just because of that reason. So if you want to be duplicatable, it's actually better to struggle a little bit, to stutter, to a few times too many, maybe make an awkward joke or two. Why? Because of that reason. Now, the videos, everybody expects it to be perfect. And because of that, we work really hard on making those scripts perfect. The whole LFIC team, all the senior leadership came together, worked literally 3 to 4 months on each of those sets of scripts before it even went to the animators to be animated. So guys, realize if you're talking about why the videos, it's because of those reasons. It's always perfect. It's 45 minutes of information condensed into 17 minutes. And the video doesn't talk back. The video is patient when you pause it. I got to go to the bathroom for a second. People play it again right after that. The video doesn't get upset. The video doesn't think this couple is wasting my time. Because I've been in those situations where the couple said, can you give me 1 minute? And they take a phone call and it's a 15-minute phone call. I'm slowly starting to steam, and it's gonna, I'm human. It's going to show up in the rest of my presentation. I'm going to say, don't worry, I understand it was important. And I'm like, why did you even take that call? Because you were talking about diapers, right? There's something happening in a judgment that I have that this video doesn't have. The video is very patient, doesn't worry about that. So when I talk about why the video, that is really, on top of all these reasons that you see in the chat, That is really why the videos. So if you didn't understand that, I hope that now we can pin that one and we're ready to go to the next one. The next question I have that I want everybody to answer is, why use a white label versus the Primerica, or why use Primerica versus the white label? Why are there two versions? Do you guys, Tanya and Jeremy, do you guys have anything to add on top of what I just said on the why the videos?
Why the videos, with it being a perfect presentation every single time, and it's non-judgmental as well. And what I mean by that is when people see it, it's a way to, especially the financial house, right? It's showing people ways that they should be considering. It's not, hey, if you don't have this, how dare, it's things that you should consider to be on track.
It's empowering. I'm telling you, I have had so many people that watch that and they're like excited. Their demeanor when we get on it is like hope. I mean, every time I watch it, I often watch it with a client, and I'm just like continuously like reminded of like why I'm here and the good that we get to do for people. It's a very, very powerful, tool that we have. So make sure that you're using them, you guys.
Very good. So as you could see in the answers for this next question, right? Why white label? We have a few people only that are responding, because now this is a little bit more confusing question. Why is it even important to have one or the other? And should I be using one above the other? I'm going to have the McCall start, and then I'll go on top of it. You guys get first shot at this one.
So the white label just simply means that it's not saying Primerica in the video, Primerica in the video. And hear my heart on this. It's nothing wrong with Primerica, but sometimes people will pre-qualify themselves before they get a chance to meet you. Remember, they buy you when they get on an appointment. They work with you. And so you want that to be the first time that they're knowing about anything is working with you. So that's where the video of not saying Primerica about 20 times in it it helps with it. But
I'd say with certain markets, it really just depends on the type of people you're in front of. If you're trying to filter through people, and I mean, like maybe if you're in like a colder market and you're really trying to filter through people, the one that has the name, might not be the wrong one to use. You really have to kind of judge the market and the type of people that you're working with. But I do agree to the fact people do buy you. And sometimes, there's been dozens of times we'll get on with somebody, we'll get all the way through, we'll start putting in their ID, and they're like, oh, this is Primerica. Like, oh, like I did this thing like 10 years ago or something like that. Like this did not seem the same at all. Like this sounds amazing. And so it is just giving that people a true chance to have a clear view of experiencing it. For me, we leverage the financial house video a lot for our prospecting, but they're great tools to use, but just find the way that works for you and make sure you're using them depending on the market.
Market is a great reason. Guys, realize this, we're in the information age right now. Everybody can go online with their phone. We have it all. Our phones have computers in them that are more powerful than the computer that landed the lunar module, right? So our phones have instant access to the internet. And on the internet, there are a lot of great things, but there are also a lot of bad things. One of the bad things about the internet is that a lot of people are allowed to put their opinion on there. And even if the opinion is not that great, they're allowed to put it on there. So what do you have? A lot of keyboard warriors that defined that Primerica may not be that great. So do a search, and I don't have to tell you this. You guys all know this. So why would you even try and compete with all the, I'm going to call them the idiots out there that went in and said Primerica is a scam, they don't know, but they have an opinion about it. So why even bring that up if you're not even in front of them yet to defend Primerica? So if you use the white label version, you get to introduce the company. And if there's an objection, you're there in person to handle it. You want an opportunity to be able to sit in front of them and be able to handle those objections versus let the video do it. And then what happens, they go and they find some bad stuff, and then let somebody else's opinion, who they don't even know, influence them. So ask yourself, where do you want to be? Now, if I were, this is the true statement, if I were $1 million earner, and I'm making maybe even a $500,000 earner, I would send them the non-white label version, because I only want to talk to people who are smart enough to say, you know what, if I type in and I read some bad stuff, that is normal. Because if you go look at Target, they have a lot of complaints. Walmart, they have a lot of complaints. Kroger, they have a lot of complaints. Apple, they have a lot of complaints. Microsoft, they have a lot of complaints. And they know that it doesn't matter. Those are the people actually I really would love to talk to, because those people have half a brain. I'm going to just be real crude about it, but real about it too. So if people see my Primerica branded video at that point, if they don't want to talk to me because Jimmy's uncle's boyfriend went online and put something on there, great. Then I'm not wasting my time. Yeah. So depend in which season I am, I would probably pick one versus the other. I trust that was helpful.
That was good.
Good. So let's move on to the next one that I have. Should I be watching the video together with my prospect or let them watch it before? Go ahead, put it in the chat. What is your answer? Should I be watching the video together with my prospect, or should I ask them to watch it before? I love all these questions. I hope you're loving these questions too, but I'll answer that at the end. No calls. Let's start answering ourselves. Should you watch it together? Or before?
So the answer to both is yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
No, that didn't help us yet.
Yeah, no. So for us, at least the way we do it, and that's the beauty of it, is they're tools to enhance the process you already have. Like they're not designed to completely replace what you've done. They're designed to make it a better process, to give you more credibility, professionalism.
So for KTs, she's been watching the video with
them on the appointment.
Because it lends twofold. One, it gives that perfect presentation that we were just talking about. But two, you should always take something very special with you on every appointment, not just the LFIC videos, but it rhymes with trainee. You should bring a trainee with you on every single appointment. And when they watch the video again and again and again, you're reselling them or re-showing them and reigniting that passion they have for doing what's right every single time.
And the biggest thing for me when I'm sitting with a client and doing a training appointment is I am watching the client's expressions while they are watching the video. Because at the end, they've gotten a lot of information. And sometimes they're just like, wow, that was all so amazing. When I'm asking them, what did you like best? What questions did you have? And then they're just like, and I'm like, hey, I noticed when they were talking about investing, you were looking pretty excited. I mean, can you tell me more about that? Now I can pull that from them because I'm able to watch them while we're watching the video together. But when it comes to hiring people.
So when it comes to recruiting, we've been sending the video beforehand, using it as a filter. Guys, your time is very valuable. And if I can send, let's say the financial house beforehand, have you watch it, and then when we get on the appointment, you already know the concepts that we're going to be teaching and educating families on, but B, you want this to happen to your own family. You want to be on track. You want to have your financial house fully built, right? So instead of what we found is that people, instead of coming into this appointment like, Aristida, what's this all about? So tell me everything about this. Now they're like, I watched that video and it was incredible.
We've had so many people get on and they're just like, that video was amazing. Like, I am so excited. I don't even know what this is, but I'm excited. I got to do this for me.
Absolutely. And it's a completely different dynamic now when you're sitting with somebody, and it's very easy to ask them to come on board and work with you.
I agree with that. So here's another way to look at it again. If I'm just starting out, or if I'm already well-established at a higher income level, the higher my income, the more I would use this as filtering. I have a filtering system in place. The lower, the better I watch together with them. Why? Simply because if I watch it together with them and I show my trainees that I watch it together with them, my trainees get in the habit of watching it together with them while I let them alone. And the video educates my trainee. Why do I know certain songs, the lyrics by heart? Because I heard them so many times, over and over and over. I never sang here with anybody here. Let it be, let it be. What's the next? Everybody here would know what the next phrases of that song, why we've all heard it so many times. That is what the video can do for you. The video says it the same way every single time. So it's very duplicatable again. So we get right back to duplication with this one. Chase, I'm going to make you co-host. And actually, can you raise your hand so I can find you easy? There you go. Thank you. Add spotlight. Chase, can you give us some energy on this one as well? I saw you post a couple things in the chat that were spot on. So
yeah, absolutely. And I got to meet Jeremy and Tanya when they were here in Indianapolis, and we're very much in line. With an interview, I send it ahead of time, just like they said. And I go, I think they may do this too, but when I use my scheduling link, it has the video embedded in there. So I tell them, hey, I'm going to send this to you through my scheduling link. Make sure to look for the video, watch that before our meeting. That way you have a good idea of what it's going to be, what exactly that we do. And do me a favor, if it's not for you, let me know ahead of time and we don't have to waste each other's time. I think that's the biggest, it was a mind shift for me because I love giving information, right? So not only is it a great, presentation, as we've talked about over and over again, but just the fact that it saves my time and it saves my sanity of feeling like I have to over explain everything. My interviews now aren't me explaining anything other than maybe compensation. If they want to learn more about that, it's, okay, tell me about yourself. Why would you fit in? And it was a total 180 for me. And so I'm super pumped about that. And then KTs, I usually do either send it ahead of time. I've done that about 50-50 and seen pretty similar results for that.
Very good. So that brings me to the next question. I'm going to keep you pinned for this one because it ties really well in. So advantages of watching together and advantages of watching alone. We just talked about that, but give me some really tangible advantages of watching together and advantages of having them watch before you meet with them.
Yeah. I think getting them in the right mindset would be a great one for watching before, because just like the interviews, even on the KT side of things, whether you use the mobile FNA or the full FNA, or if you use the $B Smart or any of the technologies that are out there, it takes any presentation out of the mix. Again, it allows the brand new person, I'm getting ready to recruit somebody that's turning 18 on Sunday, right? Hayden, who's been actually plugging into some things and he's not even legal yet, to meet. And he's ready to sign his IBA. He's already talking to people. Well, he could send the video out, right? He could start planting those seeds so that as soon as we have as soon as he gets his IBA in, we're able to do interviews, we're able to do KT presentations with him. And those people are essentially ready, to do business. We had one yesterday and the lady's like, yeah, I definitely want to talk to my husband. She was at school and they're ready to essentially move forward with stuff just because they watched it ahead of time. And I think the biggest thing to watching together is exactly what Tanya just said, though. You could see their video, you could see their face, you could see their reactions. And if you need to pause it, if somebody does get up and they need to go somewhere, you have control over that. Whereas they could just leave it playing in the background, obviously, if they watch it ahead of time. So that could be a negative by sending it early. But you could also see if they watch the whole thing and if they're lying to you or not on an interview. I had that one the other day. I was like, so, I saw you were able to start watching the video. Did you finish it? And they said, yes. And I'm like, this shows me you watched like 2% of the video, unless there was a glitch there, but I don't think so. And so what did you like most? And
that's it right there.
It was the most generic thing, that they could have said. I like how you guys help people. All right, great. Do me a favor, watch that before we meet again and make sure you finish it all the way through is what I told them. But those are a couple of positives and negatives.
They're sweating bullets while they're answering.
Exactly. Yep.
So the other question that I have is, so which video is the best one to use? So hold on, before you answer that, let's have the audience answer that one. Which video is the best to use? And I'm talking about, in my mind, there's only 3 good videos that really work really well. And everybody's going to say, but Erste, you're crazy. There's more good videos. But if you're talking about duplication and growth, some of you may not like me when I say this, but there's one video in there that I absolutely don't think, this is my opinion again, right? I have an opinion. You don't have to have the same opinion, but I would never use is the small business video. The small business video promises stuff that are not in place. So if you send a small business video to someone and they end up taking you up on it, you're going to have to spend a lot of money and time to develop whatever you're promising them in that small business video. I don't think that video should have been even released. A lot of people were promised it and they love to see it. I wouldn't use it. If you couldn't pay me to use it, because I'd have to spend a lot of time to work with it. So please be aware, watch what you send before you send it. Know what is being sent, know what is being promised in those videos, right? Because in the end, you have to deliver what is being promised. Having said that, which video is the best one to use?
It looks like a 50-50 split almost with the financial house and the business. And
the women's video, I love. I started saying that and I didn't finish what I was saying. I love the women's video. I love the financial house video, and I love the business overview video. And they all have different flavors. White label, not white label. I leave that in the middle. But those 3, I think, are absolutely those videos. If I look at the numbers that we have here, they convert. I can track all the numbers in Link Magnet over all people, and I see that people who use those 3 videos have success with them. Now, there are some people that have success with a budget video, but they have it as part of their system. But I don't see the budget video really converting for a lot of people. But the women's video, the financial house, and the business overview video, those are like really good. So which one should you then use?
The one that works for you.
The one that works for you. Chase, do you have an opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I said this last time. I tend to lean towards a financial house just because I love the education. But I think on an interview, you've got to tee it up. You got to tee it up right, because the end of it doesn't have that question of, yes, I want to do this. It's, so I always say, hey, I want you to do me a favor. Look at this as a potential tool that you'll be able to use if you decide, and if we decide that this is going to be a fit for you. But it is a client-facing video, so the questions in there are geared towards a client. Don't feel like you have to answer them unless you do want to move forward with something. But I've tended to gravitate towards the business overview video if I've already had a conversation with somebody and I know that there's a little bit of interest there, because I know it's going to go into the $99 IBA and the $25 a month. That was always my hesitation with sending that out first, is I wanted to make sure it was a good fit before I even went into that. And then with women, I do tend to send the business video for women as well. If I'm interviewing a female, a lot of times I'll send them both and have them watch it.
Right. So here's the thing. If you find yourself without the video, kind of having a hard time talking about the 124 and the 99, and you just don't know how to, overcome that, have the video do that for you and listen to 10, 15 times along. So then all of a sudden you go like, well, why am I making it such a big deal? It's only a big deal because it's a big deal to you. Most people, they go to the bar and spend in one weekend, and they spend that 124. It really is. 124 is not that much anymore. Maybe 20 years ago it was. Today, it's really not that much. People make impulse decisions that are worth more than 125. When they go shopping for shoes, it's on sale and they buy it. It's really not that much. So if you know that, I'm convinced that 124 to start a business, because that's the attitude you should have. Really, 124 to start your own business? Have you ever thought about starting your own business? Yes. How much do you think it would cost at minimum to start your own business? And they're going to throw $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 at you. So it's your mindset that you're projecting that makes 124 or 99 a hard conversation with them. Just remember that, please. It's really not that hard, but the video does it for you. Why not use the video? So use the video when that business overview video. I also say it depends on their age and what I call their avatar. When they are business minded, if they already own a business, I'm going to send, I don't care if they are a 5-pointer, but if they own their own business, I'm sending the business overview video. Why? Because every business owner is frustrated with themselves. I don't care what kind of business they run. They are realizing that they are a slave to their own business. Maybe they're not a slave to a boss, but they're a slave to their business. So you can recruit to that each and every time, and the video does that for you. Make sense? You see how I think a little bit different, and therefore I apply a little different? Force yourself to start thinking like that. It's a lot easier. And the last one, go ahead.
When they do finally confirm, I send out the scheduling link, and when they confirm and I get the notification, I play a game of tennis with them, because we have so many messages coming through from whether social media or whatnot, that I put the ball back in their court at any given time, because if you look at the messenger, whatever's bold is things that are unread, right? So I toss it back to them, and then as soon as I get it, I respond back to it. And so one of the ways I pass it back to them is I give them the scheduling link. Once they schedule, that lets me know, okay, now I can give you the video. So I actually send them a, hey, just got your confirmation. Please add that to your calendar so we can be respectful of each other's time. And I look forward to meeting you Sunday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And then immediately right after, also, as one of our requirements for any potential candidate is to watch an overview video that shows the concepts we educate families on. And this is what Chase was talking about. You have to tee it up, or else they think you're trying to give them life insurance. You're trying to give them these things, and that would turn them off.
They'll freak out. They're like, wait a minute. No, I was looking for.
Yeah, I don't think this is for me. Or I think there was a misunderstanding. And no, this is the concepts that we would be educating families on. So I give them the link to it, and I say, Allie, would you have any challenges watching that brief video before we connect? And in this example, she says, no, I'll actually watch that right now. Oh, wow, this video was amazing. Can't wait to talk to you. See you soon. So it almost solidifies that you've got somebody coming back to you or getting on that appointment versus maybe a no-show or something like that.
And with your cold market, it also helps give a lot more credibility, bringing somebody in from a colder market as well, too, showing the legitimacy of what we do.
Yeah, that is so good. I don't know about you guys, but I get tears in my eyes of joy when I hear those the way you play tennis, how it goes back and forth, and the results you're getting from it. It's now people are asking you versus you are telling them. It's so much easier to do the business that way. Guys, I want to pivot because I want to have enough time for the next thing. And nobody here, except for Rick, has seen what I'm going to share with you guys today. So Chase, I want to get your raw attention on the screen in a second here. I'm going to show our latest calculator. And I'm going to give credit to Arlie Larson, who challenged us to create this calculator. And it's a calculator that calculates the fin really easy without having to go through a whole F&A with someone. All right, so here we are. And this is the fin calculator. And you guys will recognize our standard background here, right? So what does it do? There are some hidden assumptions right here under the, what do you call this, Jeremy? I call it radar, but that I just learned from my wife.
It's your gear. It's
the gear. Thank you. Yes. Radar is a Dutch word for gear, and I never knew it. And there we go. So under the gear, there are the assumptions, right? So annual inflation could be at whatever you set it, the annual rate of return during retirement. So if you set this at 6%, the calculator will work with 6. If you set it at 8, the calculator will work with 8, etc. So, and then we give them 3 versions of rate of return before retirement, low, medium, and high, and then also a life expectancy that we put at 85. So those are hidden. You can change them for yourself, whatever you feel that you would have in your preferences. And you can, talking to a certain client at a certain age, you can adjust these up and down. So we're going to ask them their age, their current age. Let's say it's a 45-year-old. And what is their current annual income? Let's say they make 65,000. And what is their retirement age? And they say they're going to retire at 67. And how much money would they like to have during their retirement in today's dollars? Let's say they go like, I still want to keep, I've been, getting a raise. I think I would like to be able to live off $100,000. Some people will say, if I can make what I make right now, my mortgage will be paid off by then. That'll be good enough for me. Whatever they give you is the right answer. Current savings, let's say this couple has $120,000 already currently saved in their, however they have it saved. Could be a Roth, it doesn't matter. They have 120 that is working for them somewhere, right? And they can say if they expect Social Security. If they don't, or a pension, they can put that at 0. If they expect it, and they're going to get 400 annually or 400 a month or whatever, let's put it at 0 and we can press calculate. So it immediately will give them their FIN number. It will put out a nice graph. And here is what it would take for them if they want to reach their FIN number of 2.9 million. If they get 3%, they need to spend, let me do it from the bottom right there. That's 7,224. They need to save that monthly to reach that FIN number. If they can get 6%, they need to save $4,500. And if they can get 10%, they need to save $1,900 a month to get to that number. So this is how you can show people how they can get to their FIN number. And a lot of people, if you start too late, these numbers become higher and higher. If you hover over the I, you will see everything that we had filled out before for them. So all that information is right there. See that? And here, what we've done, the estimated annual income, what we've done here, if they want to make $100,000, remember we said $100,000 income needed for savings, we kept adding 3%, 3%, 3%, 3%. So in future money at age 67, that's already at 191,000. But if we keep doing that all the way till age 85, they'll need to be able to pull 326,000 to have the equivalent of today's dollars of 100,000. So that's what inflation does, right? But the good news is if they keep saving towards it 10%, 1951, they will have enough money to be able to draw it all the way down to age 85. So that's our FIN calculator. Chase, I'll give you first step at it.
No, I love it, man. The fact that, it's so simple, right? I think that's the whole premise of the LFIC videos and everything that you guys have come out with. It's simple to the point. You just asked a few basic questions to get to their answer. Because I think I've been doing this now over 16 years. I think one of the biggest challenges people have is grasping their mind around how much they might need at retirement, right? They have no idea. And so by using, hey, what if you just had the same income and then, hey, we're going to project it out for inflation. I think it's gold. And I think it's nice to see the graph. This goes one step further than the F&A, where it actually shows you each year what it's going to dwindle to or what it's going to drop down. But it emphasizes why they need 2.9 million instead of just $1 million. So
correct.
I love it, man.
Yep. The other thing that you just touched on was people. So Arlie Larson calls this concept the future pulling. So once people see that number, that 2.9 million, now they're focused more on, not on focus on like, I have to save $500 a month. They're focused on, I need to somehow figure out how I can have 2.9 million by the time I retire. Whatever happens, that needs to happen. And once that happens in their mindset, it's very easy to help them find money. They'll become creative together with you. Now you have a partnership. Now you have a relationship with them in trying to figure out How can we save that $19.51 a month? That is what people really want from their financial coaches, so the financial advisors, whatever, however you project yourself, right? That's what they need help with. Sometimes it's in the budget, sometimes it's in how do we rearrange funds, sometimes it's in not spending it all on cars and shoes, and sometimes it's just in I need additional income. And we have a great opportunity. You can ask, if they need $1,900 a month, that's $2,000 a month. How much is that per year? You're muted.
24,000 ish.
24,000. Do you think you can teach someone within 2 years within Primerica to make 24 grand a year on the side? Is that hard or is that easy?
Easy.
If they want it, it's very easy. If they don't want it and they have to do it, it's very hard. But now they want it because the number there told them that they somehow need to figure that out. So guys, when you do this, you have the solution for them, and now they want to be recruited. It's so much simpler. Somebody asked in the chat, can you explain cost of time and cost of waiting? Those are two other calculators that we have. So if you click at cost of time, that's another calculator that we have. If this helps really with solidifying a Roth. So if their annual contribution is 6,000 for their Roth, they're 23, the ending age is 67, retirement age is also 67. Actually, let's play with this one. 18 and end at 30. When life really gets hard, they have a lot of kids. 67, and you can get them 10%. Hit calculate. It will show them if they start now until age 30, they'll put in $78,000 in, and they will have 6.6 million at the end of the exercise, versus starting at age 31, which most people start between age 31. Look it up. I'm not making this up. The Google can help you. So most people start saving for retire between ages 30 and 45, unless they have something through work. But most people don't have it. So the average American starts somewhere between 30 and 45 with this process. And if they do that, they'll end up with, look at this, it's about a third of what is possible if they just start young enough. I wish my parents would have told me at age 18, do this from 18 to 30, and from there you don't have to ever worry again. You don't care if life treats you well or not, you'll have enough money. And the other one, cost of waiting, is another calculator.
But what you were just talking about parents wanting to do the right things for their kids, you show this to them, and that parent mode kicks in, that mama bear mode kicks in, and they're like, well, we need to do this right now and get our kids set up with something like this. And it just elicits that conversation and has more avenues. And you talked about behavioral changes or a mindset shift. That's what brought us into the business when we were showed that we could, not only pay off our debt, but then have $4.8 million. We're like, well, shoot, dang, take all 10 credit cards we have right now, put them in the locked drawer, don't ever touch them again.
It was an instant mindset change, instant.
Yeah.
Because you could see the future. But that's why these calculators are so powerful. I mean, I have had so many clients convert very easily just by showing these calculators and running these examples. They understand the value of getting their money going and earning money on it.
Chase, how many kids do you have?
2.
How old are they?
6 and 8.
6 and 8. Chase,
Yep.
do you think between the two kids you can find $2,000 each, so 4,000 total to
Yep.
put aside until they're 18?
Yep.
And you said they're how old?
6 and 8.
6 and 8. I'll use the youngest one as an example. From 6 to 18, we're going to commit to putting that money aside. If I press calculate, do you know what's going to happen?
Hopefully see a good, nice, large number.
Well, here's what happens. That exercise, if you somehow figured it out, will put 14, roughly 14. And let's be off. The market sucks a quarter of the time, and it ends up being only 7 million versus, would that still help or hurt?
That'd be pretty good.
There's not a simple product out there that can deliver like this for you if you just start. The biggest product we have on our site is not any of our products, it's time. Once you're sold out to that and you get to them as young as you can, the rest is super simple.
Yeah.
Make sense?
That's huge. Yeah.
This is Brad Gerard's way of recruiting people. He recruits them through their kids.
Good. So good. Yeah, because if you take 1 year off here, Stita, so start at 7.
Start at 7.
Yep. So start them at 7.
So you had 14 million there, but if we wait just 1 year,
This nauseates me.
that was a $2 million oopsie.
So your $4,000 cost you 2 mil.
Right. So I said right because I read a question and I admitted the question. You are absolutely correct. It's nauseating if you don't use time. Time is your best friend, right? We always joke about time, and time is our most valuable resource. In more than one way. It's actually the best resource we have. If I would have known, fill it out for yourself. If I would have known this 10 years ago, right? Your job now is, you now know it. Go share this with other people so that they now know and they can tell their friends and their friends. This should be easy referrals. If you show them the calculators, it's easy referrals day in, day out. Back to Finn for one more second. Any specific questions about Finn? Somebody asked, are these calculators only for the US? Well, these calculators are all based on principles of compounding, right? So it's the same in the US or in Europe. It doesn't matter. These calculators work everywhere, except for the disclaimers need to be a little different. And somebody had already, and I lost that text, but somebody had texted me the disclaimers for the Canadian version of weighting and the time value of money. If you're on this chat and you hear my voice and you say, I have that disclaimer, put it in the chat to me. I'll pick it up and I'll make a Canadian version. I'll add a flag here, USA, Canada, and then we'll add that to it, and then we can put the right disclaimers for you. Other than that, they should work the same. Make sense? So now people are asking where to get access to these calculators. I will post that on the LFIC chat. I'll post it again. Some people already know where to find it. I will post the links on the LFIC chat. You could see it in here at the top, but I'll post them in the LFIC chat so that everybody can find it. And the Fin, it might change a little bit. It literally just rolled out this morning. My programmers finished it this morning. I still have some cleaning up. I noticed stupid stuff like I could put in $120,000. 120,000 for the current age. We still have to add the validation to it now. So we're still working on that. Once that's final, I'll release it officially. So right now it's in beta version. So it can the calculations are right, but you can put silly stuff in it like that. All right. So and Rudo, I appreciate your comment in saying these visuals are mind blowing. It's not only the visuals that really excited me. It's more the challenge that Arlie put in front of us is that, can you make Fin so much more simpler than it is right now for us? And now that you see it, it seems simple and elegant, but there's literally weeks and weeks and weeks of going back and forth, trainings with Arlie and his team. How do you use the Fin then? Because what is important to show and what is important to leave off? That was quite tricky, but I'm glad we figured it out. So having said that, Chase, final comments on this?
No, I mean, I think this is great. Obviously, something that just popped into my mind is, of course, we want to make sure we're still involved in this process, right? I could see some people that are so eager to maybe automate this that they send somebody else the link, and let them kind of look through and, hey, plug in your own numbers. You've got to control this. But yeah, I think this is going to be an awesome tool to be able to use for, our teammates. Obviously, securities license, there's nothing officially we're doing there that the securities license needs. to be had at that point. But of course, before you talk about any specific investment recommendations or saying any funds, make sure, just to throw that disclaimer out for any new folks on here, you can't be promising 10 or 12% returns when it comes to investing.
Correct. So guys, those things are not in here. I'm not going to, I think we have a limit on this one is not validated for limits yet, but if you put silly limits like 28%, I think we're going to prevent that from happening. It's not built in yet. So before I release it officially, we're going to put those limits on it, because that doesn't make any sense to promise somebody 28%. What are you doing if you're doing that? Because you're going to lose your license. So don't do that. But having said that, why should we then give people tools that can do those silly types of mistakes? Then go find a free one online if you want to speculate, because that's pure speculation. Having said that, I appreciate you helping us out today, Chase.
Sure.
As always, you're very insightful, the McCalls as well. And I'm going to post at Spotlight here, Rick Ayers. Rick, we didn't even get to one of our topics for today, so we'll leave that for the next one of these. Having said all that, I appreciate everybody, especially if you had value today, put in the chat value, and based on the value that we see, we can start building stuff. We'll continue to develop stuff. I saw some people post. I didn't read all posts, but I saw some people post questions about, can we update the videos and stuff. We're working on those items. I just want to let you know that as well. And with that, Rick, Tanya, and Jeremy, Chase, thank you for helping out today. Rick, I'm going to pass the torch over to you. Give us a super short orientation, because we covered a lot of the stuff today already.
Yes. Well, hey, thanks for the awesome content today, guys. I'm going to share my screen real quick. I am going to answer one quick question real quick. Let me navigate my screen here. Inside of the LFIC Facebook page, if you go to featured, you click on featured, and you're going to see there's going to be some pinned posts, access to get into the Link Magnet Academy Telegram.
Share your screen one more time. Sorry about that. I made a boo-boo.
You're good?
Sharing, we can see it.
Okay, go ahead.
So if you go to the LFIC Facebook page, you click on featured posts. It's going to have all the pinned posts. So how to get into the Link Magnet Academy Telegram, how to access Link Magnet Academy, but also right here, the calculators that Aristida was showing, the time value of money and the high cost ways are hard linked here for you guys to reference. I just want to share that real quick because we're getting a lot of questions on that. But for those of you who are just joining us today, so I appreciate you. Take a couple of moments and give you a quick crash course. Not going to spend a lot of time on the tools and things like that. It's mainly I want to talk to our RVPs real quick. So this is the first time joining us today for our terrific Tuesdays. You probably feel like you've been drinking from a fire hydrant or a fire hose, and congratulations, you have. So much value delivered in a short period of time. So who is the LFIC? Leaders for Innovation and Collaboration, a group of field leaders that get together for the sole purpose of providing value and content for you field leaders to go through and deliver for your agents and your clients. And so you can literally take a screenshot of this page right here, and this gives you a list of all the tools and resources available at your fingertips. You have the videos, the financial house video, the business overview video, the small business video, Women in Primerica video, financial GPS video, the budget video. You have access to the calculators that Aristida just got done talking through. We've added another one that'll be coming very soon. And then you have access to the LFIC Telegram. We talked about that earlier, the LFIC Facebook page, Link Magnet Academy, and then also Link Magnet. So all these programs, with the exception of the Link Magnet, are available to you for free. And we'll talk to you about the Link Magnet stuff here in just a quick second. Tuesdays, so that's what we're doing today. Tuesdays from 12:30 to 1:30 Eastern. You can tune in here. It's completely free. Training is open to everyone. And Thursdays from 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 Eastern is our securities focused training, MPI training. So let me give you a quick distinction here real quick on the difference between the LFIC and Link Magnet. The LFIC is for leaders for innovation and collaboration. Like I said, it's field-led, field-funded. It's a nonprofit entity. They provide cutting-edge marketing content, training, and whatnot to produce more six-figure income earners faster than those who are not necessarily affiliated with the LFIC. They provide the videos, the mentorship program that you guys hear about, the weekly LFIC and MPI trainings, and then tools that you just got done getting a masterclass and saying how to use those. So that is what the LFIC is. Now, Link Magnet is a privately owned entity that provides the delivery technology. So I call it the secret sauce, right? It's, you know, how Amazon needs FedEx and UPS and delivery system to deliver the packages if you have a shopping problem on Amazon, right? But so that's what Link Magnet does, right? So Link Magnet provides a delivery system for those videos, gives you all the data, analytics, and everything that you need to know who's watched the video, how long they watched the video, what are they interested in, you know, gives you that data that Aristide was just talking about here, and how to go through and approach your clients after watching the video content. Additionally, there is a cost to this. So depending on, you know, the number of links you have, most VPs pay on average anywhere between $50 to $70 a month. Super easy to increase links and make changes to fit whatever size that you need. So that is the big distinction between the LFIC and Link Magnet. So let me show you how to get started. So if you want to become part of the LFIC and have access to the videos, if you're in US, go to lfic.us. If you're friends to the north, go to lfic.ca and then click on Get Started. You're going to need to use that coupon code there, LFIC Next Level, all one word, all caps. And then you're going to get 4 emails. You're going to get a receipt. So basically your copy of the licensing agreement, you know, authorizing you to use the videos. You're going to get information on how to join the LFIC Telegram, which I just showed you how to do that, a shortcut to do some of that stuff. And then also how to join the Facebook group. This is open to your base shop. Both the LFIC Telegram as well as the Facebook communities are open to your entire base shop. You're going to get Link Magnet getting started steps, and then the Link Magnet coupon code. Pay super close attention to that because that coupon code is specific to you. All right. And then just a couple of rules. So once you sign the licensing agreement, we recap these couple of rules. Rule number 1, don't post the videos on social media. You can't do that. We got to abide by home office's rules when it comes to, you know, how we're utilizing marketing content and playing by their rules. So you got to make sure we're doing that. Don't backlink it to things like that. Don't make, you know, don't put it in places where it shouldn't be. The second rule is do not alter the videos in any way, shape, or form. Don't edit the videos. Our field leaders, as well as with home office and clients, have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make sure that the content that you're using and sending out there is compliant. We're not necessarily keeping you out of trouble with the public. We're keeping you out of trouble with the regulators. So you be very cautious in how we approach that. So if you don't understand rule number 1, go to rule number 2. And if you don't understand rule number 2, go to rule number 1. You get the point. All right. So we talked about this earlier. I won't spend time. Reference, let's take a quick screenshot, learn how to use Telegram. If you don't know how, Google it. And then we talked about the Tuesday trainings, Thursday trainings for our securities licensed friends. So if you are securities licensed and have the ability to sell and solicit securities, you must be fully licensed. You can join the MPI trainings, Massive Passive Income Securities Boot Camp, hosted by Ben Shepard and some of our other fearless securities leaders every Thursday, 1:30, or I don't know, there's a typo there, I missed that. So 12:30 to 1:30 p.m., 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. Eastern time on Zoom. You must register in advance and you can only be securities licensed to attend. So quick recap here. VPs, go to lfic.us or lfic.ca, sign a licensing agreement. All right. Coupon code LFIC Next Level. If you're not tech savvy, have someone who is help you. If they have like an old school flip phone, right, they're probably not the person you want helping you with this. Someone who has the most up-to-date technology. And then look for 4 emails. 4 emails. You're going to get a link on how to get into the LFIC Telegram chat. You'll be able to tap it from your phone. How to join the Facebook community. Steps to get started with Link Magnet, and as well as your user-specific code for Link Magnet for a huge discount on that. And then this 4th thing is you're going to go to linkmagnet.com for US, linkmagnet.ca for Canada to get registered and started up on the Link Magnet program or attend an orientation. Aristide, if he hasn't already done that, he'll post a link for a full-blown orientation for you to go through and reference. In the checkout area, you're going to use your specific coupon code with no spaces to give you a huge discount off of Link Magnet. And the most common question we get is, how many links should I get? We recommend 2 links for every field trainer independent of you. So every person who's out there running their own appointments and responsible for field training people, 2 links for every field trainer. Real easy to increase or make changes to those links if you need to. All right. And last thing, 4 quick tips here. Show the videos to your base shop as well as yourself, but do not launch it until you've watched all the videos yourself and you've attended the orientation. Get Tuesdays at 12:30 on your calendar, and also Thursdays at 12:30 on your calendar. Thursdays are for securities license rep. Tuesdays are open to everyone. Anytime you can get very good quality training that is solid and is actually vetted, I always want to put my people in front of that. And then the fourth thing is use Gmail. If you have a Yahoo, AOL, Hotmail, HughesNet, if it does not say Gmail, get a Gmail account. Why? Gmail keeps up with all the most recent security protocols. Not all the other email accounts do. And so anytime we're having issues with people not finding their emails, not getting delivered, reporting, all that stuff like that, usually because it's getting tied up or, nowhere land inside of these other inboxes. So it works seamlessly with Gmail. So I recommend it. So with that, Steve, we'll turn it back over to you, buddy.
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate you. I already posted the link for the full orientation in the chat, in this chat, and I also will post that in the LFIC Telegram group. And with that, thank you for being here. I enjoyed today. I don't know about you guys, but looking at the chat, I had a lot of great responses. So appreciate that. We'll catch you Thursday if you're securities licensed. If not, we'll see you next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we're going to have one person of Arlie Larson's team who is going to be doing a great presentation with this Fin calculator, which is why I rushed to show you guys today so it will make sense when he does that exercise. So be there for that one. You're going to have a lot of value because of that. See you guys